What is going on, everybody? This is Roster of the Burbank Misfits, and you're listening to the Misfit Effect. Of course, I'm always joined with my remarkable co-host, CW.
Oh, thank you. You're cool too.
And today we have a very special guest for you. We have someone who, from what I've seen via her Twitter profile is doing so much, and she has so much to offer all of her fans, and everything he does for you all, and she just seems like a very fun person. We have Miss Baby Girl Bella. How you doing, Bella?
Hello, thank you. I am a pretty fun, caring person, so your assumptions are correct.
So, for all the unfortunate souls out there who haven't had the opportunity to, scroll across your name just yet, who are you?
Uh, so I would say I'm an adult influencer. I am very popular on the OnlyFans. I'm in the 0.001%. I've been building my Instagram to have more of a non-adult presence in the world. And I do online content creation. I don't do any professional pornography, but I film and do all my own stuff independently. And I've been doing it for about 6 years now, and I absolutely love it.
Okay. One, wow. Like I didn't I had top 1%, but you're top 0.1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making the most out of everyone, but I mean, I'm in the top percentile. Yeah.
That's correct. Like
Remarkable.
that's
Yeah.
amazing, actually, because you think about how many people are on the platform in general. That's
Yeah.
spectacular. Like
That's a hard
you,
hustle.
Yeah.
and I know and I understand you have two different type of accounts. You have like
Yeah.
one with just yourself, and you have one
I
that's
have one
like
that
taboo.
Yeah, I have like Taboo that's more focused on like sex tapes compared. So both of my pages are, kind of the same vibe, but I have that more like Taboo, that kind of energy on the other one. And yeah, that page is, I think it's like 0.15% right now, so it's doing very well also. I've had that page for about a year, and then I had my page honestly for a couple of years, but I didn't start really focusing on it to about a year and a half ago. And it's been an amazing journey, and I'm just so grateful to be able to reach all the people that I am able to reach.
That's what's up. Like what can they see on the taboo? I don't know, like because people consider taboo stuff different. So
Oh
what do you?
yeah. For sure. I mean, mine's focus is like a, stepbrother, stepsister page. So it's, focus on the whole like family taboo thing. I mean, I cater to different fetishes. Like, I love like femdom and like humiliation and all of that stuff. But I don't do every single fetish because not everything's my cup of tea, and I'm all about doing things I thoroughly enjoy.
I mean, I understand there are like we've like over the course of all the podcasts we've had. There's a few fetishes that I've seen. Like, yeah, like I don't see how somebody like not to kink shame anybody, but
Mhm.
there's some things that I'm like how would someone sit back and get interested in that? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
others
Yeah.
like there's some there's some that I get that I'm not into at all, but there's others that I'm like, why,
Like, what
bro?
made you? Why? What made you get that? Well, you're
Who
like, you
hurt
know what?
you?
I'm gonna look this up. Yep, that's my thing.
So funny thing on that, and I want to know your guys' first thing. I remember when I was honestly probably like 12 years old, I was reading I grew up in Arizona, and we had like the New Times newspaper, and I don't know what I was reading in it, but it mentioned like people enjoyed like pee as like a fetish, and that was like the first like weird thing like I heard of like sexual. I was like, man, like what? You know, like people want to pee on each other? Like that's so weird. So what was your guys' like first fetish you ever like heard of?
I do want to mention something really quick. Like we've had someone like the first time P came up, like it's from like our like 16th podcast, and someone had brought up that they how much they enjoy peeing on people, and this is right, and because as I said, like I do this podcast and I hang around with a lot of adult performers, and we were at a group event, so this is before Rona, and we're at this event, and in the parking lot of this event, someone said, "Raw, can you record me peeing in someone's mouth?" And I'm like,
Oh my god!
Oh,
and like the thing is, they were using my door, they were using my car door as something to block, the cameras of the location we were at from seeing what they were doing. And so, like, I'm like, I don't care. I don't mind recording it. One, I want it in my.
sure. I don't care.
No,
Sure.
I deleted it right there because one, like, I don't get pee. I don't. It's something that I'm not into per se. And it's like the whole time I'm recording, I'm looking like I'm trying to like the camera's steady on them, but I'm looking at my feet to try to make sure the pee doesn't like just trickle down like and like the stuff that's missing her mouth and go on my foot.
Oh my
And I'm like, oh
god!
my god. And I'm like, I'm sorry, that's just one. I just never seen the joy of people peeing, but a lot of people who have been on our podcast love to drink or love to drink pee or love getting
Yeah.
on or love peeing on people, and that's one of the ones that just creep me out. But as far as fetishes goes, the first one that I was introduced to was getting whipped.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And yeah, so up until like I got up until I got really injured, that was my one of my favorites because I'm really into. I was really, really, really into pain.
Giving it to others.
No, receiving.
Oh yes, love that.
So yeah, I was like there's a few limitations for me. Like I don't like I didn't like there's like I don't like ball busting. Like please don't ball bust me. Like even if I see someone it done someone else I cringe. But what'd you say? See that?
I'd say anything. I'm listening.
Yeah. Oh, like that makes me cringe, whatever. And there's some people who like love having their hairs down there getting pulled out. And
Oh.
I don't get that. Like that's also one of the ones that always was a weird one to me. But I always enjoy like the clothespins, the whips, the wax, the oils, like whips, like yeah, I like not stabbing, but that gentle poke with like a needle, whatever. Like
Okay.
I used to enjoy stuff like that. Those were the ones that really got me going back when I was more active in that world. But
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like we all, I mean, it's just like anything in life, we like all have our phases because like I used to be like way more into like kind of that stuff, like not as far as probably you were into it. But I mean, but like now I just we all change and you just like find different interests and stuff like that, and it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, working in the adult industry, it's like some stuff, I mean, some people it like pushes you more into it, but some stuff I'm just like, man, I'm kind of like over this shit.
No, I blame I blame my ex from middle school, from high school, middle high school.
Middle school. I was like,
Middle high
damn.
school. like no, because we dated from my 8th grade year through the like I want to say the middle part of my 10th grade year, and she brought me into that world. She was a year older, so I was in 8th and she was in 9th. So she brought me into that world, and that's where it all started. But it was also around the same time, like I started using the name Raw Star, which is hilarious. But
Okay.
that's how long I've been using this name because I'm old,
I love
and
that.
and like yeah, so she introduced me to a lot of things, and I realized things that I do like and things that I don't like because of her. Like, please never peg me, and like those.
What?
I think that's something you need to give permission for. You're like, please don't do that.
Don't do that. I don't think I like it.
But it also reaffirmed that like CW. I always bring this up sometimes, but CW knows one of my phobias, and it also reaffirmed that I have a phobia of a certain thing. So I have a foot
I,
fetish, Bella.
I just love how like the most attractive thing to me is when people can just like just rock like what they enjoy, because a lot of people would be like, they're like, oh, I gotta be a man and like I gotta be dominant. Like no, like it is way more attractive when you can be like, yeah, like I do like being on the other end of things, like it's like there shouldn't be like all these boundaries. Like if you enjoy something, you enjoy something.
True, true. What about you, CW?
The first thing I remember, like my girlfriend in the end of high school, she was like, "I want you to fuck me like you don't know me
Okay.
and you don't love me." And I was like, "But
Okay.
I love you." But then I was like, "Okay, I'll try." And then she was like, "That was pretty good. I like that." I was like, "Oh,
So
hey, it
so
was
just like
okay."
some
Felt
some
weird
like role
first, but
play.
yeah, that was probably the first
Okay.
thing.
That seems so vanilla, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, bro. Who said I live? I live. Everybody says like, "Dang, yeah, you're pretty vanilla, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I like certain things, but I don't know.
There's nothing
I
wrong
guess
with that.
I know there's
what's
nothing
wrong?"
wrong with it. I wasn't just expecting something like off the
Yeah.
wall.
Like I
No.
tried I tried anal one time. Like
Oh, we tried that. She was like, this is not for me, not for me." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't know." Later in college, it came more.
Yeah, college is where yeah
Actually,
things.
no, not actually, not. Actually, no, not at all in college. Not until after college.
Yeah,
okay.
I was the worst in college with some of the stuff that I was doing, and that people let me do. So college was fun.
It's a time for experimentation.
Yeah, sometimes when I guess if you live in a more vanilla world, like you're not, you think in your mind, oh, I'll need some time with this person before we try some of these things, and then in college you kind of never find that time sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Like the time is now.
but now people are like, I like this, I like this. You're like, okay, I like that, I like that.
I honestly like I didn't start okay, well I'll be real, like I was doing anal in like high school, like because I like wasn't on birth control. So I was like, oh yeah, like even though obviously I still totally could have gotten pregnant, but justification of being like 16. But then like I really didn't get into like anything crazy until honestly I started working like and well because I danced before, and then so just working like in the adult industry I was kind of vanilla about stuff, and not even like I didn't really even like watch porn or anything like that. And then I was just like, whoa, like this is like a whole thing.
Yeah. There's an escalation. I talked to Rockstar that I've noticed that like, oh, you get in the industry and it's just like, well, I mean, okay, I'll try. Or like, I guess you get exposed to more things than you just would naturally seek out, and then you're like, oh, well, okay, let me see what this is about. Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
I never knew that
normalized.
about myself.
Yeah, because the way that I started working in the adult industry was that I had a friend who we like worked at a call center together, and then she introduced me to a guy, and like they both like she did like adult modeling, he did like adult modeling. So I was just like, oh, okay, like this is something I would do. It's just like literally like drugs or like anything else. It's like you meet people and then it's kind of like normalized because you're like, oh, these people are doing it, so it's like, it's okay to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just listen to your story about how you got in, and like I know for myself, this is way back in 2008 when I started being in around the industry, or whatever. Like I just happened to meet somebody at a Playboy Mansion event, and then they told me that he said, "Hey, go to porn star karaoke," and then just going there so much and becoming friends with a lot of people there, and then people just invited me into the world, and just like, yeah, that's blah blah. Yeah, it's just they're coming to stay at my house, and they're gonna go out and do a scene. They're gonna come back, and they're still gonna have semen on them. Just a normal Tuesday.
Yeah,
True
Oh,
story.
pretty
that was
much.
hilarious. I remember that. She looked on her arm, was like, "Oh shit, there's some cum on my arm."
Yeah, just another day at the office.
So that's always one of my favorite stories with. Just I just always found that funny because I know people they take showers afterwards and whatever.
Mr. Elbow, that's what happened.
So sorry, that was hilarious.
Happens to the best of us, Raw Star.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll start with my face in my arms. Anyway, so I'm reading your profiles, your the stuff that you offer on your OnlyFans. You do like dick ratings, you do sexting, you do customs on there. So what else can they get from your OnlyFans and stuff like that?
So yeah, I mean, I offer, obviously I have videos that I put out there as we call PPV. But then for once you join, which it's $3 to join, I literally just I post all damn day. Like I post a lot of just content that you get, for your initial entry fee. And then
Okay.
like I'm on like all the time doing sexting, just like individual like interaction, all that. But then yeah, I have sex tapes, I have solo tapes, I have, girl and like all that. So I offer that as well. And yeah, it's just a super interactive experience because I really feel that's why, people go to OnlyFans. If not, you can just go watch Pornhub by yourself. But it's like, they want that genuine connection.
Yeah, they
And
want that. They want that sex, that especially that sexy thing, because
oh yeah.
they don't use the other sites that offer you to have direct communication with them. That just that convert like
That sounds very involved.
yeah.
When do you have time for yourself?
If you knew how much money I made, you would understand.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of time for yourself eventually.
Exactly.
No, because I know, like, I think I said this before, that many people who, go on the site that, like, get the conversation, rather, they just want that conversation either because they're not getting it from someone else, or, they just want, to feel like a connection to
Connected.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would. Yeah, I think so. Like, if a lady I was seeing sent me a sexy video and we're, sexting and stuff, I'd feel more connected to that video instead of just popping up on something random on Pornhub.
Just like
Yeah,
looking on
exactly.
Hub and, getting one off. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally, I compare it to, a strip club all the time. Cause it's like, first of all, it's like, you don't go into a strip club and then expect to get everything without, paying for more, I'll be real. Like there's some people that run their pages, differently and stuff like that. But also the concept I thought of right now where it's like, there's some people that want to just like watch the stage and throw their money. And then there's the people that want, to actually have that connection and like pay for dances. And obviously, that's where it's going to be a little bit more because you're having that one-on-one thing instead of just, enjoying the show.
Yeah.
I see your point. Because I know everybody goes to strip clubs for different reasons. And I know personally I'm not the biggest fan of going to them. But I do know that I've had to be at a lot because of the events I do at various ones. And I do see what interests people the most. And I do see like the people who actually want to, support. They sit really close. And then you have the ones that sit purposely in the back so they can watch from far away and not tip a dang dime. And like depending on the type of strip club it is, like if you go to like I don't know how it is because I know what city you're in. I'm not gonna say it on here though. But like I don't know how it is in your city, but in LA, like I know for us here, like if it's fully nude, like they can't serve alcohol, and if it's topless, you can serve alcohol, and that's not how it is in like Chicago, for example. But people who go to fully like ones that is just fully nude or whatever, they will sit way in the back, order a soda or a hookah, and just sit back there and just watch the entire time and not tip a dime. And I'm like, like I said, I'm like my mind. I'm like I'm forced to be here because of the event I'm doing, and I still like just walk past the stage and throw $1 or two or whatever seems fit, whatever, and just keep on walking, even if I'm not there for the actual physical show, because they're up there trying to do their work and make their money, whatever, and here you are, you paid $5, $10, depending on what the event was that night or whatever the fee was that night, whatever. And he just came in here to like look from far away and not be a part of the actual show. And I find that very aggravating and irritating, especially for the people who are up there trying to make their money. And it bothers me a little bit, as you can tell a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, not everyone's super loaded and like this and that, but exactly like if you can afford to, pay to get in and stuff, you can afford a couple more dollars to just support because you're there, you're absorbing the show, like it's wild. And like I danced for a while, and my dance I lived out on the East Coast, and it was just super different. But it was cool because there were like the regulars that would come and you could kind of talk to them if it was slow and stuff like that, and I appreciate that. And I realize not everyone's gonna spend money, but it's like it's more of like the guys that are like will really try to like monopolize your attention and all that when they know you're there to make money, and like and then don't tip you for your time or anything like that. It's like if you're gonna do your thing, like just be a fly in the wall, man. Like don't try to get anything extra and then like try to have like some sort of like sob story or like it's crazy. And I mean it's cool, like there's all different kinds of people that are there for all different ways, and it's the same.
I can understand if you're drugged there, whatever, and you're just there with a bachelor party, and you're not, really partaking. But like it's if you're there by yourself, and like I know CW said this a few months, weeks. It's been a while. But he said,
no. I mean, are you gonna go with my old quote? Because I have a different kind of. I don't know. I don't think that's aged well.
You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I just want to...
CW made a statement a while back saying that when people go into these clubs, whatever, especially if they're by themselves, that they should be able to, they got to pay like a certain amount, and they'll get like things that represent money from the people at the strip club, whatever, like a strip club dollar, whatever. they're required to pay that they can give the strippers, so it's like strippers can turn it in to get the real cash.
Yeah.
And
so you know that they're paying the money.
Yeah, and it's guaranteed that they will spend that because they can't spend it anywhere else.
I think that's a great idea.
So that's something that CWS said a while back.
Look at this businessman.
You might not remember he said it.
Literally, even if it's like $5, like not anything crazy, but like, come on, just like a little something. Because it's like the girls obviously, don't get any of the entry fee, and then we also have to pay out everyone in the house, and security and all that as well. So it's like obviously some girls are killing it, but it's like at the end of the day, sometimes you're barely making anything.
Yeah, especially because strip clubs get a bad strippers get a bad rep, but the thing is, it's I've said this before. Do you know how much like leg strength and upper body strength that
athletic prowess,
like just to because I can't twirl on a pole. If I try to do that, I would just fall, and I never could have done that, and how much work and time and effort that many, strippers put into, like just that craft alone deserves a tip,
And that's what's crazy, unless you're in Miami or like bigger cities, like usually the girls that are really good on the pole, no one gives a fuck about. Like they're like whatever. They just want like some slutty girl that's gonna be like more like up in your face. Because like I remember I had a friend, she would do like the craziest stuff and like would barely get any tips. And I'm like, you guys, I'm like, do you not see the effort she's putting? Like all places are different, obviously, but and I'm like, I honestly couldn't do too much on the pole. I was more about like floor work and like twerking and all of that. But it's just like what you said, the energy that you put into it, and not even just that, the energy exchange of going up, like talking some fucking bullshit, just all of that, being an entertainer. It's like people don't realize like it's not as easy as it seems.
Yeah, no, and like even when you say you were just dancing, you weren't on the pole. That's still energy because you have to dance the entire songs depending on how many songs that your club does, because some clubs you do two, some you might do more, but then you have to entertain, you have to go around, so you're paying attention to many different things, whatever, and and you have to strip at the same time, and you have to make it look good, so you're doing a lot of work to entertain,
and you're dealing with dudes being super rude to you. Like it's like online, if a guy's being extremely rude to me, obviously I'm just gonna block him, but like in real life, like you can still walk away and stuff, but it's still like physically being there with somebody. And it's like, it can be very emotionally tolling as well. And honestly, I was so drunk when I used to dance.
See, I've noticed that and this is just in my visual, that they get a lot, they're more, they get more agitated at fully nude places than they do at ones where you can drink alcohol, and I don't know why that is.
The guys do,
yeah,
it's because they're not drinking, and they're like, oh, I'm actually not gonna have sex with this girl. Like I could totally see what you're saying with that. Like, oh, and on that note, what are your thoughts about girls getting freaky in the VIP and champagne room?
I was told by Chris Rock there is no sex in the champagne room. No,
okay.
I'm sorry, it's a song. CW knows the song I'm talking about. It's from the 90s.
Okay.
Here's my thing. It's gonna happen no matter what, and I know people who has partook in it, and I feel that like it's gonna happen no matter what club you're in, and if it doesn't happen there, people set up stuff outside the club, whatever. Anyway, that's not going to happen there because there's more cameras around depending on the club. So you can't stop it. And I just want to make sure that everybody's safe when they go about doing this, because otherwise you'll wind up with either and this is even a regular. You can wind up with a stalker, which is
Oh yeah.
extremely scary, especially for and I don't, and this is not in rudeness, but a small like this is any female, but a smaller female, whatever, who is newer and doesn't know
Oh yeah.
how to defend herself in the least bit, whatever. And even those who can defend themselves, it's still a danger because people take advantage of. And this people, anybody in sex work, they take advantage of people, just because they feel that, oh, you get naked on this, or you do this
Yep.
on camera, whatever. So you really must want to have sex with me.
Exactly.
Some random dude who is just out here in the world, whatever. Oh, I work at McDonald's. Yes, you want me? Come get me. It's like annoying, And no offense to McDonald's work, it was the first place that popped up. But I'm just saying, like,
As an
it's just
example,
people are
yeah.
just so over freaking bearing,
They feel that they're entitled because you offer that as a job, but it's like most of the time sex workers are actually more, lack of better term, prudish with who they actually hook up with and stuff like that, because they do put themselves out there that way. They have they don't want to. So my thoughts is that, I mean, I'm all about anyone who wants to be full service, good for you, you do that. But my thing is, if you're gonna do it in the strip club, it fucks up the economy, because it's like, oh, this girl's sucking dick, but like you're not. So it's like, if you're gonna do it, then do it outside of the club.
Yeah, set up your rates or something in the VIP, but don't do it in the club. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
And if they don't,
because it does make it an unfair kind of like advantage
for the
like,
other girls, because they would say like, Juicy gives hand jobs back there. And
yeah, exactly.
I just use that name. I don't know why that name popped in my brain, but
a good stripper name.
Juicy with the hand jobs.
Yeah.
Juicy, get your juicy.
Oh my god! I'm so grateful though. I would never. I always say, I'm like, obviously, if I had to, but there would be no reason ever. I got too many investments and shit that obviously I would never have to do that again. But that was like one thing. I was like, I made a choice when I moved back to Arizona, and I was like, I'm gonna do the whole online thing, and that I'm not ever gonna dance again. But there's always like slow days where I'm just like, man, like I'm gonna go back. But also it's just just like you're saying, like all clubs are different, and I had danced in Arizona a couple times, and it was like kind of ratchet, man, and like guys were just like just wanting to fucking VIP, and that was like super normalized and everything, and I'm just like, that's not why I'm here, and like, so it's just like, I'm grateful for, even though I didn't really make a lot of money when I was doing it, when I was dancing in the Carolinas, I was just grateful that there was a lot more rules and stuff like that, and it just wasn't, I mean, people were still like fucking and shit, but it wasn't so like normalized where it's like you couldn't make like any money if you weren't doing it.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound bad, but like I said earlier, like, since I'm always only at strip clubs working an event, whatever, I've only been in two privates in my life, and like I'm 30 plus, so like the first time I went to one when I was 18, like I was 18. It was for my birthday, and the other time someone forced me to go back, like literally no, because I know porn performers.
Bro, they just pulled your leg, just made you just go back there.
No, I'm gonna tell you this. I was one of my friends who was in porn was doing a featured dance. They kept texting me that entire day. And I don't mean messaging me on Twitter. I mean physically texting my number saying, "Hey, Raw, come out and support." And they said you don't got to tip it, and then just come out and support. And I'm like, okay. And I went. And when I was sitting there, I got tipped because I was there. And then they said I'm bored. This place is boring. Come back in here. I just give you a free lap dance. And like I'm like, cool. And it was a free naked lap dance, and I didn't. Yeah, so it was like okay.
Oh, I've never been in a VIP. I don't really go because I really don't. Like, I'll be like, maybe when I make more money. I don't want to be a guy creeping in the back. I went
Yeah,
one
no, I
time,
respect that.
but I went to a place that was kind of weird and really, really ratchet in this small town in Indiana. And
No
I was
said.
like, I had some money, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch ladies dance. And then like they kept coming up, and I was like, I'm just here to watch y'all dance and throw some money. And they're like, no, you want to go into VIP? It's like we don't really do that here. I was like, but this is a strip joint. I thought that's what you're supposed to shake it. You want me to go in the back? Why we gotta go in the back? Oh, I see.
I seen the difference. I seen the difference though, and
I don't want to go in the back. These are torn up theater seats.
I've seen the difference
it was bad.
in different states because let's see, the first one I went to was in Florida. It was a private
Shangri-La.
And then like I went to Skybox in Chicago just to be in the building where I didn't get a person like a private there. And the private I got was in LA and in Indiana. And it was just like I can see the difference in what they like what patrons expect from girls. And it's interesting to see the difference. Because in my opinion, of the three that I've been to, like of the 3 states I've been to, like the ones in Illinois are very aggressive. So
really,
yeah,
like the dancers are aggressive.
Yeah, I mean with their dances.
Okay, they're grinding up on your dick.
Like this is I went to Skybox in Chicago with my Masonic bros, and we did because we had just left a meeting, so we're still in our suits. So we went there, whatever, and someone was on a stool, and I've never seen this before, and I still don't know how she kept the balance of the stool and all the stuff, but like I have never seen someone grind somebody so hard, like on a stool, and be on top of somebody, like, and her feet not touching the ground, and I'm like it was like I wasn't even the one getting danced on, and I wanted to tip, like.
Oh my god!
Like that alone wants me to like here, like Jesus. So that's just my experience of going to different places. So I do.
Yeah, it is way different. I did nude dancing once, and it was like in it was Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Was it? Yeah, it was Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And it was like this weird, me and my friend like went to try to apply at this other club. They just were like really picky. So we ended up going to this other club that was like, it was not, so I'll tell you, it was like very small and didn't even seem like a club. It was like kind of like in a retail area, but it was like super nice inside, and then just had like kind of a like central area and then like a pole. It was like honestly like, man, it wasn't big at all. It's like a size of like a small like retail store. Yeah. And then but then there was like little private rooms, and it was like bring your own beer, and it was
Oh.
my friend were there. Yeah, but it was like, and it was, it was new. Well, you could get nude dances or topless dances. And I remember I did like some nude dances there, and it was just even more awkward because like you couldn't, like, I'm not like, yeah, I need to grind on this dude's dick, but like that's kind of like the point of a dance. But like it was like, since I was fully nude, I was like couldn't really like touch him and stuff. So it was kind of like awkward, and just like and I've been a patron at like fully nude places like in Atlanta and stuff like that. And it's like, personally, I like the topless more because it's like not where I'm like, oh, you need to be so so touchy or whatever, but it's just really weird limitations, and I just feel like it introduces more to be just like shit happening. And then also it's just like I'm trying to keep that area clean and like pristine. I'm not trying to be like rub like just
Yeah, because
have it just like out and about,
outside dirty
yeah,
jeans.
because like in
Yeah.
a fully new area, someone will try to slip a finger. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
they do it at both places, but it's
But
easier.
yeah.
It's easier access for someone to try to
Yep.
slip a finger. You
And I'm like,
know,
oh, well, yeah, she's already new. Exactly. And then, so I was dating someone, um, and we went to a place in Ohio, and he's so funny. And this is like, he like used to go here all the time when he was like younger, and we just went there for fun. But this motherfucker was just like, yeah, like, I don't want to get dance. Cause to me, I'm like, yeah, it's fun. Let's go get dances with some girls. He was like, I don't like getting dances as a couple because they don't give as good of a dance. And like we were technically in an open relationship and everything, so it wasn't like a jealousy thing. But I'm just like, why the fuck did we come here if we're just gonna get, dances? Like, so he went and like got dances. I was like watching stage, and then I was like, no, like let's bring a girl to VIP or whatever, and like I don't know what he is talking about because so there's like a thing where they're like in a bath and stuff. She like let me like grab her titty and shit. Like it was all good and like, but he was like, no, like she wasn't giving, she would have been giving a better dance. It was just me. I'm just like, I didn't realize it was that serious, Like I thought we were just like having some fun, but it's like I don't know. Like that was like his own. I was like, okay, you
I
gotta get
think
your like your bang for your buck or whatever.
Yeah, like
I
okay.
think what he was referring to is like if he gets a dance, he wanted all the attention. Like
Yeah,
he
well,
was
I
sharing
get
the
it. Well, I
attention.
get it because girls are gonna be, I feel like they wouldn't be as sexual on him thinking like I was gonna get upset about it kind of thing. I think that's what is insinuating, where it's like, like, nah, girl, like we're here together. It's because there are gonna be those couples where it's like the girl's obviously not into it and she's only there, because her man wants to be there. But I'm like, hell no, like I'm here too, like let me grab your titty, like let's have some fun.
I'm just as bad.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like it is just like a whole. That's even like I have couples that come in. Well, it's like always the guy. So actually, more interesting. I'll have guys that'll be like, "Yeah, I'm getting my dick sucked right now." I'm like, but yet you're like messaging me on OnlyFans. So I'm like, obviously it's not that good of a situation, But like, then there's guys that are like, there with their wife. That's kind of like the warm up, and that's what I love. I love when guys are like, "Yeah, like me and my wife watch your videos and like this and that." And I'm like, that's what like porn should be. It shouldn't, in a relationship, it shouldn't be like hidden and like so like shameful and all that. Like as long as it's brought about in a healthy way. Like obviously if the woman doesn't like that, then the guy's gonna be shameful. And I just think that like people need to talk about it more, like it is what it is. Like just enjoy it instead of making it such a bad thing.
I agree. That's why what I said earlier is all about that connection because sometimes, like, people are in relationships, they don't want to cheat, but they don't want to, they need something,
A release,
to
yeah.
something confirm their manhood, or confirm
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
Like
like they
even
want to experiment with some weird shit that their wife's not into.
Yeah.
And like honestly the thing, because like I'm like super about like good energy and like spirituality and stuff, and like my thing is that I'm like, I'm providing a service that like maybe a guy is not going to go like rape somebody, like to be real about it, and they're going to go watch my porn and like interact with me instead, or like just do something like really fucked up. So it's like people see it as like such a negative like low vibe outlet, but I'm like I was talking about with my therapist before. She's like, man, before, internet porn, there's like so many more like peeping toms and like guys like flashing and stuff. And she's like, but now like they have like a different outlet to express that energy in a more healthy way.
sorry, I just thought about the news from yesterday via what you just said, and made me think of people like that though too. Anyway, but yeah, it just gives people that outlet, so they don't, do something that they shouldn't do because people are still going to do it no matter what. But it reduces
you've
the
been
amount.
like, I'm gonna send this risky text, or even just small as that. I'm gonna send this risky text or contact this person I should be contacted. Then you rub one out and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? I'm so glad this came to my senses.
Yeah.
Almost made a big mistake.
Yeah, though, like literally, because it's like, and it's, you know, personally, if I was in a relationship, it was like that, and I found out my partner fucking around with somebody online that like pretty much doesn't exist. Like, I'm a fantasy, you know, like there's no actual connection there, or if they were texting somebody that was like a mutual friend or something, like that's something that would irritate me, because that's kind of like a break of trust, and it's somebody that, you know, you actually know. But if it's like, this is I'm just providing a fantasy, man. Like,
Yeah,
this is just a
that's why a
service.
lot of people watch.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of couples do watch porn together, and like when people always try to put the stigma that it's only men watching it, and it's like, do you know how many women watch porn, and how many women encourage their men to watch porn, or how many women sit there with their their not want to say male, their sexual partner, to, you know, ungenderize it, their sexual partner, so they can, you know, get in the mood, and they see, or they.
Honestly, in my experience, not many.
Well, we already know you're a little vanilla, so.
Well, you are.
No,
you are.
I know.
You are very vanilla, CW. Like,
you're like, where are these hoes at?
So like, because I think
I'm like, hey, you want to watch the porn? No.
Oh my god.
Or, yeah, we can watch something, but I'm like, this is so boring. Well, I don't really watch.
It's like it's all like Skinamax.
And I'm like,
CW, was she trying to watch you watching Manuel?
No, it was. I mean, I mean, you know, you don't watch porn. You're not, you know, like that escalation happened. So we were at different levels, but it was just like, it was more of a like, oh, you like watching porn, so I'll watch some, but like, I'm not really into this.
Oh yeah, that's not.
See, the only
you gotta be open-minded.
The only
we
thing
can turn this off.
The only thing with me is the fact that since I've met so many people, Bella, in the industry, it really hurts what I watch.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to watch something that you like know that person personally.
Yeah, like because there are people who I introduced CW to that I think he has watched. I mean, he watched before he met them, and then he met them, and it's kind of like. And then like
it always depends on the person.
It depends on the girl, but like there's people who I have their personal phone number in my phone. I know their real name. I've hung out at their house. I've eaten their food, and it's kind of like I can't. I can't. Like it's like you're the homie now. It's kind of it's weird. So there's like
I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, because it's like when I meet people, they're like, oh, when I tell them what I do or whatever, and they're like, oh, should I like look you up online? I'm like, please don't. Like that's if you're gonna do that, I don't want to like know about it, because it's just like, you know, it is. It's like you have the real me, you know, like there's no reason to like go to find the fantasy me. Yeah.
I know a friend of mine who has an OF. They demand that no one tells them that they're subbed or that they watch or to tell or to reveal identity just to keep it, you know, like keep it separate.
I don't want to know. Yeah. Yeah, I have
like, man, you know, so what were you doing last week? Oh, you're having fun. Oh, I just want to say I enjoy wow, you can really suck a dick. I've been watching.
Yeah, like good facial, high five, like.
Okay. And the thing is like I've also edited videos too for people, and it's kind of like
it's an industry. It's a completely different thing, because there's some guys that'd be like, oh my god, like that's the dream and stuff, but it's like, not, man, like it's a job. It's a whole other thing, you know. It's like you're not sitting there fucking jerking off while you're like editing it and shit, you know. Like I mean, some guys are, I'm sure.
I can't like if I edit something, it like my mind isn't even on what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just
No.
getting the best shot and angle. Okay, I'm
Exactly.
editing this, put it together. Here you go, put it up, whatever. And it's kind of like that video does nothing for me because I know the production that went into it.
Yeah,
And
exactly. It's you like carpet. How do you say it? Decarpentalize. Like you like create it, like put it. Why is that such a hard word? Oh yeah.
Compartmentalize.
that
Yes,
word.
yes, exactly. So yeah, you put it where it's just like this is it's like numbers basically.
So yeah, it just has killed it a lot. That's porn in general. Like why I watch a lot of people. Like if I watch it, like I watch people either who I've never met ever or never will meet, or I watch people's who like even if like I've spoken to them before, I don't know them that well. So it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like for
it's not
example,
like
yeah, it's not
personalized.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like there's people who've been on this podcast that like I've never we did the podcast. I've never seen them in person or what have you. I could go back and watch their videos because we did this interview. They were fun. They were awesome, and I could watch them whatever. And there's a difference between me saying, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm raw, whatever. Let's bowl," and we went bowling together. Like, or we hung out a lot at the porn star karaoke, whatever. It's a different feeling. So
Yeah, exactly. I had a friend from like years ago that he messaged me some news or whatever on my Twitter, and I'm just like, so obviously he's seen everything on my Twitter, and I'm just like, but he would not like, I'm like, I don't think he'd be subscribed to my OnlyFans or whatever, but it's like, we discussed what we had to discuss, but he wasn't like, he didn't say anything. He was just like, is it hard to get into the industry? And, I was like, yeah, dude, like it's a lot of work. Especially if you're like a guy. But like it wasn't, he didn't make it like weird or anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, if you see my shit, I'm like thinking part of me, I'm like, I'm sure he showed our other friends that, I used to be friends with too, like, hey, look what she's up to now or whatever. But like, complete like respectful kind of thing. And this is like a friend I had who like walked into me like having a threesome. And I remember he was like,
oh
he's like,
wow.
I kind of wanted to just stay and watch, but I didn't.
Like, I'm free
you're
too.
real.
It's okay. Everything's all right.
Yeah, like it's all good, like. But yeah, that was like literally like so long ago. But it's just like that's like the real, the real homies that are like, we don't even talk or anything anymore. But he's not gonna make it weird. But I was thinking, I'm like, how the fuck did he find me though? If I'm like, it's the internet, man.
Yeah, no,
Oh no,
there's
I found a friend. Well, this happened to me twice. Once somebody told me, and I called them because I was like, I don't believe you. Let me call her.
oh
And
yeah.
then she was like, yeah, that was a few years ago. And I was like, oh. I was mad. I was gonna be like, no, don't you put that on. Oh,
I will say this.
okay. Well then, okay, we'll just not talk about it anymore. And then the other person was just like, a person I know. And I was like, oh shit, I had no idea. I know you in a totally different space. But
Yeah.
since what happened last time, I'm definitely not gonna ever say anything. So we carry on.
Yeah, like personally with me, it's like, so I have done one like quote, kind of like studio thing, and this was like before I did anything else in the adult industry. And I was extremely bullied for it. Like I had where it was like my real name was like written in the comments of it. So if you Googled my name and porn, it came up. And I actually had an ex who was able to take that off of Google. Like, and it was like I had people, this is when I lived on the East Coast, so like everyone in Arizona is like really big for adult industry. And then like I live in California now, so it's like no one, and I'm not out, like I don't know people around me anyways, but so they like, I was like super bullied. They're like, oh, like people that I wouldn't consider friends, but like I knew they're like on Facebook and shit that were just like, oh, you should get that taken down. And like even at the strip club, I had actually one time I had this older girl who was going around and telling people, and literally the manager had to pull us in and like make her apologize to me and all that, because she was like, I was like, first of all, wouldn't like people want to get more dances from me then if they knew I like did that, you know? Like, but it was just such a like warped sense of fucking reality where it was just like, who fucking care? And then I had, well, you know, I had everybody from high school had seen it apparently, and I'm like, damn, you guys must watch a lot of porn if you just came across that, you know? And like, you know, I had like a guy who was like dating, he's like, yeah, like, you know, our friend told us that, but he's like, I didn't go watch it or whatever. But it's like, man, like who fucking, and then I just think about it now, like all the shit that I do now, but it's just like that one fucking thing. And then I will be real, it was like a glory hole, like just like, but I was like, man, it's just blowjobs. I wasn't even naked. And like, I get it now though, that is kind of like a thing. And like, but it's like, to me, like, who the fuck cares, man? Like, at the end of the day, like, like, I didn't kill anybody, you know? And it's just like, it's just so like odd to me that people were like literally fucking bullying me when I was like in my 20s, like more than I was ever bullied in high school for anything. It was so wild. But now,
crazy.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, even if I did do studio, like, but honestly, I'll be real. Like, the first couple of years that I was doing cam stuff and everything, I was like really low key and kind of like, you know, didn't want people to know, and like didn't really work on my socials. Like, I always had Twitter, but you know, it was like actually kind of shameful of it. And it was also because the guy I was dating, obviously he was okay with it, but in a way, like I knew he was like kind of like not about it. And now I want to be like, motherfucker, guess how much money I make, you know? Like, but now, like, even that, just like a year ago, I was just like, I don't give a fuck, you know, if AVNs are gonna happen again, I'll go to AVNs. Like, I don't, you know, like, I used to kind of want to stay out of the industry, but I'm like, I don't even care anymore, man. Like, I'm still not super like in it and all of that, because I'm very like just protective of like my energy, and you know, sadly a lot of people are like kind of low vibe in the industry. But like at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm fucking proud of what I do, because it's gonna, you know, I'm because of what I provide, the energy I provide, and also what I'm able to provide for myself for the rest of my life. You know, like I'm making choices that's gonna be able to provide for me and allow me to do the other businesses that I would like to do for the rest of my life. So
yeah, I know me and CW, like we did a video like probably like 7 years ago. This is when we were just on YouTube stuff. And we went on a tirade about people using performer's real name or trying to use it like, and it annoys me because like, yes, like you can like, because of the internet and because of IMDb, it is so easy to find out somebody's real name. And it's kind of like, like blah blah Black Sheep real name is Tina Lewis. Okay, and why would you like? And what gives you the right to go out and message her on her Twitter and say, "What's going on, Tina?" Like, no, that isn't.
Yeah.
You don't.
How do you gain from that? Like, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, it's cool. You're a fucking creep." Like
you don't hit up. Like I can't think of his. You don't hit up. Like,
I don't want to know your real name. Let's not. If I want to keep this fantasy intact, let's not know your real name.
Yeah, let's be real. Like, I don't want to know like all this shit. And like, I get it though. It's like even you know, people do kind of want to have that personal connection though with, you know, seeing normal shit on social media, and then like, oh, and then she does porn. But that's so different than like, oh, that's why I don't even like. There's, you know, shout out to the girls that like that, or like, oh, I live in Vegas, I live here, I live there. Like, I get that it's a big fucking world, but literally the one time I mentioned something on Twitter about where I live, literally that day I had one of my OnlyFans like, oh, do you need a friend? I live in blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, wow, you know, like, that's fucking crazy.
That's why earlier I said I'm not gonna. I said I know what city you're in, but I'm not gonna say it because there's no one business. There's so many stalkers out here. And
exactly.
It's
a safety issue, and it's like, it is annoying to be like, I can't just say where I'm at kind of thing, you know, like. But it's like, also, I don't need someone fucking following me, and that's why I found out that on TikTok that it puts you out to people in your area. That's just how the algorithm works. And I was like, okay, wow, like. I live in a nice suburban area with a bunch of kids that probably watch TikToks. That's not what I'm trying to, the kind of shit I'm trying to get out there. And like, it's not about being outed and stuff, but it's about like a respect thing, you know? It's like, I've done a lot of like public shows and stuff like that too. And it's like, you know, it's fun, it's risky, but at the end of the day, I don't want some old lady seeing me and like ruining her fucking day, you know? Like, this is my shit. Like, this isn't other people's shit, you know?
Yeah, I know. I watched the because I was watching various things with that you spoke on before we did this podcast, and I know you said you live in a suburban area, and I can just imagine how, like, if the young people in your area have seen your TikToks, whatever, and how they look at you, in general, because like I don't like CW, like, people people are people are weird out here. It's really
Yeah, just
weird,
like I have, like I have, neighbors that have kids and stuff like that. And we say hi, and it's like, it's how it is because like I'm not like a fucking sex slave, and I'm not like out here showing my fucking tits to everybody. Nobody is like that. It's like I have a normal life, and I like that, and I don't need
and you
what I
keep your
do.
privacy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need what I do to define who I am, but and sadly it never will, but in other people's eyes, like it definitely will.
I do want to talk about something really quick because we've been on for a while. How
Yeah.
does it feel to drive a Tesla?
Oh God, it's a dream. Literally, it's my dream car. Like it's worth every penny. It's absolutely so smooth to drive, and just so funny thing though, I actually did run out of battery and had to have had to have my car towed like an hour back. I was driving back from Arizona, and it was storming, and it was really cold, and so like that like kills the battery, and plus I was like kind of speeding a little bit, and I had to like pull over and get my car towed to the next charger because it was like an hour away. So I mean that's like a really real thing. And I asked the guy, and he's like, yeah, this has happened before because it's really cold out here and stuff, and that like kills the battery, and people don't. I literally, am not even kidding though, it was like 10 miles difference that like if I probably just would have charged a little bit more at the last place I was, and I wasn't, because it'll tell you, that's the thing though, to tell you it's like, hey, you got to go below the speed limit to reach it to your next destination, all that. So it's like nothing on that, like, but I mean that could happen to anyone. We've all ran out of gas, or like some shit like that's happened, but other than that, it's a fucking dream. Like I love it so much. And like I didn't drive for like years and years just because I was like, I'm just gonna Uber. And like I didn't even have my license and stuff, and I had to get it and back and everything. And I was just like, literally a year ago, that's when I'm like, you can change. I tell everyone, like, I did my license a year ago. Now I have a completely paid in cash pink Tesla, like you can do anything. You don't have to have OnlyFans money. It's like, it's all about manifestation and just like telling the universe what you want and like going for it.
I'm still paying off my other car, so I'm not. I'm not like, no, because I got my car when it had 3 miles on it. So
Yeah.
so like, and I think I'll finish paying it off next year via my plan
Good
that
for
I'm
you.
on. But the thing is, it's just like, uh like I see a Tesla, and I can just like in my mind just think about people who will try to cause harm for what they don't have. So,
Oh yeah.
but I've never I have not sat down in a Tesla yet, and I really want to do that eventually. But until then, I'll sit down
It's
in
like
my
it's like
little.
a fucking spaceship.
Like, have you been in a Tesla yet, C-Dub?
No and yes. I've driven in Tesla, but the like kind of small minivan SUV thing. One of the people at the gym I used to work at had one, so it was
The
like, wow,
Model
this is
Y.
like a space. Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like yours is pink, right?
Yeah, it's a Model 3 that I specifically got that one because it has vegan leather in it, and like
Okay.
the other models, not like I need like an the only thing I like about the Model X is it has like the like suicide doors, which is super dope, but then the rest of it is like not really attractive to me.
Okay.
Looks like kind of like a minivan.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever sat in on
it was like a
vegan leather.
minivan mom that had it.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't know the difference between the feeling of the leathers. I know my
Well,
cars.
It's still. I can tell the difference of it, but I'm vegan, so it's like obviously I
Oh
don't
yeah, I mean,
realize it.
I know, but
Yeah,
the thing is like
it's still really nice.
I've never thought about the difference of how others feel.
Yeah.
Because I've of course is eaten ate I've ate eaten. I've tasted a lot of food that was vegan. I can tell the difference in the foods, but I've never I don't think I've ever touched an object that was made with vegan material compared to the ones that weren't vegan material. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, and it is like that's what I say. I can. There's like a slight difference, but it's still like it's very nice quality. And it'd just be somebody who would be, personal preference on that.
Oh no! I support. I support. So it's
Really?
just I've never felt it.
What's your favorite
Why?
one? Don't you
What,
really like ribs?
I support people's lifestyles regardless of what they do, and
Okay.
like I say that with you knowing that a lot of the people who I've messed with, who I've been with in the last 5-6 years, have either been vegan or pescatarian. So
No judgment.
so I understand. So I guess that's why I've eaten a lot of food that didn't have meat in it. So so we've reached the end, and like you have been a complete and utter joy. You are fun.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, like I've done a couple of podcasts and I had a lot of fun on this one. Like I usually have fun. I'm a very positive person, but some of them I'm just like, for fuck's sake, like, can we leave now?
So thank you so much. That makes me smile. That's why I love sometimes meeting having someone on who I've never met before, mainly because it's a whole new experience of just interacting and just learning from someone else, from their
Yeah.
experiences and what they have going on and everything. And yeah. So
Yeah, y'all have good energy.
I do want to say this. Everybody out there, if you can go out to like she's gonna give her social medias in a second. I want you to go look her up on social media. I want you to go out and support everything that she does.
Subscribe that to
You you see all the energy that she has and everything that she offers her fans and all she will do for you as a loyal subscriber to her content. And
Yeah.
you're
I
just
mean, hey, even if you just want to go follow my Instagram, it's all every little bit counts.
yeah, and just show her all the love that she really deserves. So, Miss Bella, please tell everybody, and it's baby girl Bella. I've been saying Bella on the
Oh, you're
podcast.
fine.
No, I'm telling the listeners.
Oh.
It's baby girl Bella. I said Bella because it's a long title, but yeah, please go out there and support her. And what is your tell everybody what is your social medias?
So Instagram, I'd say I'm probably the most active on there, and it's gonna be baby girl Bella 33. And then my Twitter is Bratty underscore Bella 69. But I'm gonna make it easy. If you go to allmybella.com, I have all of my links. And if you just want to get to the good stuff, it's onlybella.com.
Okay. And CW, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at CC Fitness LA, Twitter, CC Fitness LA, ccfitnessla.com, and CC Fitness on Facebook.
I didn't even.
Yeah, I got that brand marketing on point.
I didn't even get to the point that you love meditating and working out. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah. I'm about to go work out right now.
And
Get this pre-workout in.
I think CW
Right.
just probably worked out or he's about to.
No, I'm going to work out this evening. Going to hit some legs.
Well, you have to train anyway, so.
Yeah.
With us really quick, if you want to follow us, we are the Burbank Misfits on Instagram, Burbank Misfits on Twitter and on Facebook, burbankmisfits.com. That says everything that we do from website design, computer graphics, editing, and a whole bunch of other crap that we do because we're in so many other stuff, photography. You can follow me directly. I'm RAWSTARR on Twitter and on Instagram. Again, Bella, you are a joy, a pleasure, and I really appreciate you coming on. And also, I want to say this really quick. Thank you, The Rub, for sending Bella to us. This has been a very fascinating interview. So peace out, everybody, and we will talk to you all